Welcome back to the channel. Last time out, we lost for the first time in the Premier League this season. We need to put that right. And then we are trying to get to the last 8 of the Carabao Cup. Hello and welcome to episode 30 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark and on today's episode we have for you 2 games. First of all, Premier League match day 10 against Everton, and then we have a Carabao Cup 4th round tie with the chance to get into the last 8, the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup this season, and we will be playing Wolves. Both games, I think, we're away at Wolves, at home to Everton. So a trip to Molineux, and I think our record at Molineux, in fact, in all saves, not particularly good against Wolves. Always a bit of a difficult side, a bit of a bogey side. For me personally, not just on this particular save. Just remember, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far. And also, why not follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. Keeps you up to date with everything that's happening on the channel and lots more besides. Thank you very much. Right, since you were last with us, we haven't done anything. We've come back slightly early, actually, because I think at the end of the last episode we did say we're going to come back for Wolves and Spurs, but I decided to come back a little bit earlier just because we wanted to right the wrongs, basically, but also I just think we want to try and we didn't want Wolves in 2 episodes, so it was easier to do Everton and Wolves today. Tottenham and Besiktas on Thursday, which will be Champions League, halfway through the Champions League phase at that point. And then we can progress down. I'm not sure. It might be Aston Villa and Rangers after that, based on the fact it just depends where Aston Villa are at that juncture in time. So it'll either be Aston Villa and Rangers or Rangers and Leeds United. I haven't fully decided yet. If you've got a preference, let me know in the comments. If you don't mind, I'd be most grateful. Right, without any more to do, let's go and have a look. Everton is our first game up. We'll look at that in just a few moments, but I just thought I'd have a quick closer look at the Carabao Cup. Last season, just out of curiosity, Carabao Cup wise, let's get rid of that and then we'll drop the filter again. Oh, I've just switched it off, Mark. Carabao Cup, EFL Cup, that's the one we want. Knocked out in the 3rd round on penalties to Crystal Palace. So we've gone further than we did last season as it currently stands. So that's all very promising. In fact, I want to get that back to where we were. So we'll do that right now because otherwise it just doesn't work properly. There you go. Get rid of the filter. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're going a little bit further than we did before. So all progression will be most welcome at this stage of time, as I say, against Wolves. Obviously, in Molineux, it's a bit of a pickle to go to Molineux. As you'll see here, we did play them in the Premier League last season. 1-1 draw at their place. Beat them 6-0 at home. I mean, easy peasy at home, but just couldn't seem to get past them. Back in August, start of the season, a 1-1 draw. And yeah, as I say, Molineux is not the easiest place to go, which is as it should be if you are the home team. Right, without any more to do, I don't think there's anything else really to tell you. Nothing's been going on. We are pretty much as we are. We'll kick off the episode with this match against Everton then. Played them twice last season, beat them at the Bramley Dock. In fact, Goodison Park, they haven't gone to Bramley Dock in this fee. It was in the last save mark that they went to Bramley Dock, and then beat them 7-0 at the London Stadium. I'm not expecting such a big scoreline today, but it would be very nice nonetheless if we could. So got 2 wins over them last season. Can we start with a win over them this season? We will have to wait and see. They are currently lying down in 17th place, I believe, in the Premier League. In fact, if we have a look at the table, in fact, we'll do that properly. Do that properly, Mark. Do it properly. Let's go to the Premier League. Let's have a look. So Aston Villa are top on 21 points. Same amount of points as Manchester City, but they're there on goal difference. Manchester United in third. West Ham in fourth. So only a point between all four of us. And then there's a 3-point gap down to Brentford in fifth. Chelsea sixth. Liverpool seventh. Everton, as we said, are down in 17th place. They've only won one game this season against Norwich. They've drawn 4 and lost 4. 8 goals for, 16 against. Doesn't look particularly good. They last 5. They've drawn 3 and lost 2. So it's, for them, looking a little bit ominous, I would say. Right, without any more to do, we are without Benrahma, who's unregistered, and James Ward-Prowse. He's doubtful with cruciate ligaments. In fact, let's go to the medical centre and have a look. He's out for another 11 days to 3 weeks. He's on his way back, but it just seems to be a long, long time since we've seen him, doesn't it just? They are without Pablo Fornells, who is on loan with them from ourselves. He can't play today. And Jordan Pickford, who's got a twisted ankle, so he may not be in goal. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Everton. And here is the team facing Everton. It's Areola in goal. Emerson, Friedel, Todibo and Johnson are defensive line. Paqueta, Kahera and Zuma are in midfield. Kudos sits behind Thomas. Thomas and Watkins. Bowen drops to the bench today. It's not been in good fettle of late. And we are resting, as you note, a few other players as well. Mazulia is in on the bench as the reserve goalkeeper. Mavropanos, Samadic, Ings, Kufal, Kamada, Bowen, Parisi and Souček all on the bench. One other thing to just tell you is that Liverpool have beaten Manchester United by 3-0, which means that without playing a game, we've moved up to third place. And, well, we'll just have to see how the rest of the day goes. And here we are at the London Stadium. 1-2, lost 2, drawn 1 of our last 5. That includes the Champions League matches again. Of course, Manchester United and Paris Saint-Germain we've lost. Pickford is in goal for Everton. They've lost 2, 1-1, drawn 2. And currently lying 17th on 7 points. We are third on 20 points. .12 minutes on the clock and Everton with a free kick. Ball out to Mykolenko. And Calvert-Lewin picked off. Anana. Brathwaite. Malenko out to Dwight McNeil. Crossed into the area. And it's a goal. And Everton go 1 up. Could have been a penalty if it hadn't been a goal. And 14 minutes on the clock and we're behind at the London Stadium. Not the start we wanted, given the fact that we lost our last Premier League game. Oh, Areola should have had that. Pickford with a goal kick. It's Ben Johnson bringing that down. What's going on? Oh, for goodness sake. I thought that had finished in with Football Manager 24 and the players obviously got in a mix-up. Here, Ben Johnson and Todibo, neither of them went for it and Dwight McNeil just steeled in and chipped Areola, who's off his line. And it's 2-0 after 20 minutes. Pickford with another goal kick. We've got a mountain to climb now. Johnson, he's had a bit of a roasting from the touchline. Johnson crosses this ball deep. Raul de Thomas couldn't get there. Emerson is in support. Emerson inside to Paqueta. Back to Emerson. Emerson on his own. He's had a shot. It's come back. Zuma has got it. And he's got his second goal of the season. And we've pulled one back just a couple of 3 minutes after they scored. Emerson and Paqueta. Paqueta back to Emerson. Emerson had a shot. It was blocked, but Felder Zuma, who knocked it in first time. Throw in from Friedel on that far side. He's headed back by Zuma, but only into the arms of Pickford, who was there waiting for it. That long ball. Paqueta under that. Tried to get it to Carrera, didn't get there. And they come forward again. Into Dwight McNeil, who's causing us all sorts of problems. Calvert-Lewin, he's headed that over the top. Areola with the goal kick. Ben Johnson. Johnson now goes on a run, goes past his man. He's cut that back inside, but Zuma not on the same wavelength, and they're attacking again. Ben Johnson not having a good day out there at the moment. Calvert-Lewin, and it's gone wide of the post, and Areola left it. Ball breaks to De Thomas, Paqueta, Carrera now, and Todibo. Friedel through to De Thomas. De Thomas back to Emerson to Carrera. That was almost a little bit too short again there. Friedel, Carrera, Emerson trying to work it, and they're thwarting us at the moment. Friedel, Carrera, try and create some space. Ben Johnson, he's coming off at half-time. He's another poor ball from him. He's not his usual form today. Zuma gets that ball away, though, and Todibo to tidy up. Carrera, Paqueta, Raul de Thomas has Emerson out here. Emerson through to Kudos into the area. Watkins! And his 11th goal of the season. It's all square on 46 minutes. But Johnson, he's having a torrid day out on that right-hand side, making all sorts of mistakes. Led to their second goal. But that was well played. Kudos, Watkins just waiting for it. And thankfully at half-time, we are back on parity. Didn't feel as if we were going to make it for a little while there in that first half, and we shouldn't have been 2 down. 1-0, yes. 2-0, no. 8 shots, 4 on target, 1.72, 51% of the possession. They have 5 shots, 2 on target, 49% of the possession. Time to make some changes and have a bit of a strong talk to the team, I think. Well, I very nearly resisted taking Ben Johnson off at half-time, but I think on reflection, I think he's just not... I don't know what it is. He's just... too many mistakes, and I think with Kufal on the bench, I think Kufal can have a good second half. Then he might put himself in the reckoning to start the next game. So Kufal on then to replace Ben Johnson. They have a throw in. Patterson on that far side. B. Johnson isn't RB Johnson. And Garner out wide. Molineux, he's... unmarked, and they've cleared the ball, thankfully. Another throw in on that far side from Patterson. Kufal the only change at half time, but they're looking dangerous, and referee looking at it, VAR looking at it, whether he was offside or not. He's not, and we've gone behind again. So despite a strong talking to at half-time, we've seemed to have backpedalled. Areola having a poor day in goal. It's been played onside here and here. Friedel and Kufal. With 65 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Raul de Thomas... he's off. Gerard Bowen is on. Raul de Thomas not having a good day. I think we need to be looking to move him on in January. He's really, really poor. I mean, you bring him on and he doesn't do anything. So I think we possibly will need to look to move him on. The other change is Thilo Carrera in that midfield, and we're not far in midfield. Thomas Souček comes on for him. Zuma, Kudos, Bowen, Emerson finding Kudos. Kudos heads down for Paqueta! And it was had to be a save from Pickford. It was on target and looked like it was going down the throat as well. Bowen cross this ball in, but it's headed back out. Emerson heads it back in. It's over the top. I think that was probably Zuma, was it? No. Who was it? Yeah, it was Zuma. See it from the other angle. Bowen with an outswinger, looking for Zuma. Didn't quite get through to him, but Zuma did have a chance in the end. And with 72 minutes on the clock, making another change, we've taken off Ollie Watkins. Kudos moves up alongside Bowen in attack, and Šamadić comes in, tucked in behind the pair of them in that attacking midfield. We're going to attack him as an attacking playmaker. Tucked in behind Bowen and Kudos. In fact, no, I think he's better as a shadow striker, so we'll leave him as a shadow striker for now. Friedel with a long throw, looking for Zuma. Didn't find him, but Friedel brings that down again. He finds Todibo on the edge of the area. Emerson. Friedel out there wide. He's chipped that in. Oh, just wide of the post. Kufal with a long throw, but it was a poor throw at that. And Everton have the ball again. 88 minutes on the clock. Souček over the top. Bowen! Oh, and Pickford makes another save, but I think Bowen was offside. And with the 91 minutes on the clock, ending into injury time, just made the final change. Kurt Zuma is very tired. He's had a good game, though. Brought on Mavropanos, who drops into defence. Friedel moving forward into that midfield. We're still looking for an equalising goal, and it doesn't feel as if it's coming. Pickford with a goal kick. It's headed down, and they've won the ball, which is not what we want. We're in the 4th minute of 4 added on, and something very rare has got to happen here. Pickford. Kufal brings that down. Souček. Is this going to be an equaliser right at the death? Kudos into the area. Šamadić puts it wide. It's a corner kick. In fact, I think Pickford saved it. Or it got a deflection off the defence. Šamadić. It's a final roll of the dice. It's swung in deep. It's headed clear, though. Kudos is there. Need to get this back in again. Todibo to Kufal. Kufal into the area. There's a trip gone on there, but it's nothing given. And I think Bowen again was offside. And we've lost this game by 3 goals to 2. Here's the... No, it come off the defender. It's all over, and we've lost our 2nd Premier League game. Not only this season, but in a row. 8 shots, 3 on target for Everton, and they scored 3 goals. Tells the story. 0.86 and 39% of the possession. We had 14 shots, 7 of which were on target. 2.53, 61% of the possession. We just simply could not put them away. A bad day in the office for Areola in goal. He's going to be dropped. Raul Thomas not turning up. And a number of players just not playing their part. And I thought I'd bring you back after the Sunday games had been played. As you'll see, Arsenal beating Norwich 4-0. Aston Villa beating Leeds by 2-0, stay top of the table. Nottingham Forest also beating Newcastle by 2-0. And as it stands, everybody having played 10, it's Aston Villa on top on 24. On goal difference from Manchester City in second. 4 points clear now of us and Manchester United. Both on 20 points. Manchester United losing to Liverpool, of course. Liverpool moving up to just 2 points behind us. 3 teams on 18. Liverpool, Brentford and Nottingham Forest by virtue of their win against Newcastle. And then just outside the European places, Chelsea, Crystal Palace on 16 points. Then come Arsenal and Leeds on 15. Tottenham on 12. And then there's a raft of teams on 10 down to the relegation area. Norwich, Brighton and Burnley in that relegation area as it stands at the minute. Here is the Saturday games. As I said, Liverpool beating Manchester United 3-0. Brentford 0-0 against Tottenham. Manchester City beating Chelsea by 3-0. Haaland scoring as usual. It was an opportunity and we've missed it. And I think we need to be tightening up, at least doing something. Never mind. The little red dots are starting to appear here, which is a bit of a worry because we had a good run up to that. We need to snap out of it and get ourselves back on the winning trail. very, very quickly. Right, let's go through then. Wolves, it's not going to be easy. We're at Molineux. We already said Molineux isn't the place to go. Lost to them last season at Molineux in the Premier League. Need to put that right. Kuna is out. He's suspended. And apart from that, Joel Gomez is doubtful with a broken collarbone. And, of course, we still have James Ward-Prowse, who is out. Otherwise, let's have a look at the team that will face Wolves in the Carabao Cup 4th round. And here is the team that faces Wolves in this Carabao Cup 4th round, with a place in the quarterfinals in the last 8 at stake. Mazulia is in goal. Parisi, Friedel, Mavropanos and Kufal are making up the defence. Mazulia, of course, coming in. We did say we would drop Areola to the bench, and we have done so. Souček, Carrera and Alvarez in midfield. Samadic is behind Bowen and Watkins up front. Areola on the bench then, along with Emerson, Johnson, Tolibo, Irving, Benarama, Kamada, Ings and Mubama. And this is how the Wolves line up. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. And we're playing our usual formation, of course. Friedel with a throw-in. Barely 2 minutes on the clock. And Mavropanos gets his first goal of the season, and with just 2 minutes on the clock, we're 1 up. Why couldn't we do that against... We'll see it again now. Friedel. Mavropanos just peeled off and puts it away. A corner now on that far side. Samadic swings it in. It's headed clear. A bicycle kick by Mavropanos, but it's well wide. Goalkeeper with a goal kick, and that one's swung on. Kufal tidying up, and didn't want Mazulia to come out and pick that up for some reason. Bowen as Carrera in midfield, out to Parisi. Souček, a lot more positive than the game against Everton at the moment. Carrera, Kufal into the area, it's bobbling around. It's come away. Parisi tidied up. Mavropanos with a long throw. He's headed on. Souček. And it's just gone wide. But in fact, it was a save. It's gone out for a corner. Samadic again with an in-swinger on that far side. Swings it in. It's headed clear again. We'll see it in its entirety. Souček heading that one backwards. And Samadic winning that ball. Coming deep, as he likes to. Mavropanos now on that far side. Mavropanos cuts it inside to Alvarez. Alvarez to Carrera. Carrera under a little bit of pressure, but cuts it into Souček. Ooh, just wide. Wolves with the corner, and it's swung in, but headed over the top in the end. Franco with that ball in. Quite sure who it was headed it away. I'm not sure we can tell. Kalazic. It was Carrera, actually, doing the defensive duties. And half-time has arrived. Sorry about the glitch at the start of that first half. I'm not quite sure what was going on. But we've sorted it now, hopefully. 1 goal to the good then. 12 shots, 5 on target, 1.05. 55% of the possession. They've had 3 shots, 2 on target, 0.34. And 45% of the possession. At the moment, we're looking good. And Wolves tidying up from an attack. They made 1 change at half-time. Silva for Kadazic. Kufal to Watkins. Watkins back out to Kufal. Kufal nearly lost that. Through to Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins puts away his 12th of the season. And it's 2-0 on 50. I'm not sure if it's 55 or 56. Doesn't really matter. Kufal and Watkins playing together here. That's back out to Kufal. Kufal nearly lost it. Through to Watkins. Watkins puts it away. 55 minutes. And with the 16 minutes on the clock, making 3 changes. The first one is due to a potential injury for Thomas Souček. Hopefully he's not going to be out. We really do need him. He adds something to that midfield, and he's having a good day again today. So we don't want him to be out. He's been replaced by Andy Irving. We have also then taken off Fabinho Parisi, who's getting very, very tired. He's apparently got an injury as well, feeling that he can shake it off. But we've taken him off as a precaution. Emerson comes on to replace him. Our final change is Jarrod Bowen, again, still not performing up front. Danny Ings gets his chance to show what he can do up front. We're going to make Emerson an inverted wing back on that far side. Let's see if we can go and increase our lead. Mavropanos, Alvarez, Cahera through to Irving, back to Friedel, Emerson comes forward. Emerson's lost that ball. Ooh, that was nearly unlucky there. Kufal heads that back to Alvarez tries to get the ball back, didn't win it, but Samadic is into space. Samadic still going with it. Samadic creating all this on his own. And it's saved and gone over the top for a corner. Samadic will have the corner on this near side. It's an in-swinger deep. It's headed back into the danger zone. And it's broken here. And Chiquinto is away. But we've got numbers back now. It looked like a break on for a minute or two. Samadic basically on his own here. I think plenty of opportunities to probably give that up to somebody. Didn't do it. Nuri with a throw-in for Wolves. A third goal would kill it off. It's the old adage. Next goal really sort of makes a difference. And that's into the area, and it's gone wide. And Mazzulli are making the save, I think. And it looked like the Wolves were going to get one back and make it interesting for the last quarter of an hour or so. And they may still do, of course. Ings, though, comes back and tidies up. He's gone on a run himself. He's got Samadic, who was well forward. Ollie Watkins now. Ollie Watkins into the area looking for Samadic. Not sure who that was Samadic, but it's come back out to Watkins. Watkins still alive, but Wolves winning that back. And we're going to see the Wolves attack as they come forward into the area. And Mazzulli are making a save. Friedel with a long throw. It's headed back out. Friedel on that far side. Mavropanos. Friedel. Cahera comes forward. Friedel forward. Finds Ings. Ings into space. Can he get this cross in? He's got Irving inside. Irving. It's taken a deflection and bobbled around and they've cleared. But Cahera picks it back up. Friedel back to Cahera. Irving. Alvarez. Cahera goes out wide to Kufal now. Kufal crosses it deep. It's headed down and it's gone wide. And with 82 minutes on the clock, we're making one more change. Thilo Carrera, who is tiring. He's had a good game. And we've brought on Todibo in his place. Friedel moves out of defence again and moves up into that central ball-winning midfielder position. And he'll be looking to provide a little bit of whatever in that midfield there. Is he better off as a defensive deep-lying playmaker as well? No, maybe not. No, we'll leave him as he is. Ball-winning midfielder in the middle. Nuri again on this near side with the throw-in. Franco. It's still 2-0 and a goal would make a lot of difference. Todibo, who's just come on. He's running out of defence there and nearly lost the ball. Irving through to Emerson. And his first goal of the season. It is 3-0 now. And Josie Sarr could not keep that out. It was a hit with very much precision, but also a lot of power. You'll see Irving through to Emerson. Emerson and Josie Sarr. 3-0, and it looks like and with 91 minutes on the clock to be precise, 6 minutes of injury time to be played, and making our final change, Edson Alvarez has come off. He's tiring, and Daichi Kamada is making a little bit of a cameo appearance. Nori with another throw-in on this near side. Franco back to Nori, back to Franco. Nice to keep a clean sheet if we can. We haven't done a lot of that lately. And that's through to Silva, and it's not going to be a clean sheet. It might be offside, actually. It would have been Silva's first goal of the season. VAR is checking it. Of course, this is a Premier League ground. It is disallowed. He was offside. Mazulia was protesting that one quite vehemently. Oh, yeah, look. Well offside when that ball was played through. Mazulia with the ensuing free kick. Emerson comes forward. Kamada picks that up. Just come on, of course, in midfield. Kamada crosses that ball deep, looking for Irving. It's crossed back into the area. And, just over the top by Shamadic. It's all over. It's a comprehensive 3-0 win. And why can't we do that in the Premier League? I ask myself. 22 shots, 10 on target, 2.32, 52% of the possession. They had 6 shots, 4 on target, 48% of the possession. It's a draw for the quarter-final. I think it'll come up at the start of the next episode, to be fair. But that was a good win. Well, we have a little bit of a roundup then of what's Ipswich Town giant killers so far this season in the Carabao Cup. They've been knocked out by a 0-0 from Brentford. Everton beating Cardiff by a 0-0. Manchester United beating Birmingham 4-1. Tottenham just managing to squeeze past Southampton on penalties. They're through. Arsenal have knocked out Manchester City. Oh, that's a biggie. 3-2 in that one, and Aston Villa keeping up their really, really good form recently. 5-3 against Fulham. So they're through as well. Bournemouth beating Leeds by 3-0. We beat Wolves by 3-0. So we go into the draw with Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester United, Everton and Brentford. They are the teams that we will face in that quarter-final draw. One other bit of news before we go any further, just to bring you. Thomas Souček had picked up a gashed lower leg and will be out for 5 days to 2 weeks. So hopefully he should be back for the next episode. We'll keep our fingers crossed. At some point he will be he'll be back then. Right, we're going to come back fairly quickly. Tottenham and Besiktas are next games. Premier League, we need to get ourselves sorted in the Premier League. Lost the last 2 outings, of course, and this one's not going to be any easier. And then it's a trip to... oh, no, they're coming to us. Besiktas from Turkey coming to visit the London Stadium as we try and to make sure that we can consolidate halfway through the proceedings in that top 8 in the Champions League phase. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That'll keep you up to date with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire. And of course, our other series, if you're not watching it, go and watch it. Bottom to the top there, and it'll let you know when they are released. New episodes of Irons in the Fire released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way to keep up to date with all that's happening on this channel is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's episode 31. It's out on Thursday, and I can genuinely tell you it will be Tottenham and Besiktas. I'm not lying to you this time. Promise.